What do you see or notice or feel as you take a look around this new space that you're in?
I feel light, expansive. There's mostly just darkness.
Does it feel like you're like floating or like suspended where you're at?
I feel like I'm floating.
Are you
Maybe
able? Oh, go ahead.
like swirling a little.
hmm Does it feel like you are able to move if you want to move?
I don't feel constricted.
Yeah, perfect. Does it feel like there is anyone in this space with you, or do you feel alone?
I can't exactly sense anyone. It feels like there's more of me though.
Yeah, yeah. And tell me about there being more of you. Does it feel like there are more of you in quantity, or does it just feel like your presence and your existence is just bigger?
Yeah, like my presence is bigger than I normally feel.
Right. And how does it feel to be in this space, being more expansive, being on your own? What is that experience like overall?
It feels good.
Good.
Feel less constricted.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this space that you're in that feels worth mentioning or important?
There's a lot of energy near my legs.
Yeah. What does it feel like, that energy?
Very warm. Like it's asking for movement almost. Like I
Yeah.
want to kick and swirl. Not in like a physical sense, but like it's like it wants to send me around.
I wonder where it is that it wants that energy to move to, or where it wants you to move.
be like up or like round and like bring in more up.
So this energy, it's like starting off near your feet and it's just being asked to it's asking you to allow it to move up through your body.
Yeah, maybe.
Why don't we ask it to show you or otherwise make it clear to you what it is that this energy is asking for?
I think maybe it's trying to have me relax more. I have a hard time letting go
Mhm.
of control.
Yeah. And let's ask this energy. You can just kind of think it in your head. Um, what is the best way for you to be relaxing in this moment? Maybe you can ask that energy to help you relax a bit more.
I think I need to flow more. I just need to let it in.
Why don't
Feel
you
it.
visualize? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm feeling it moving in my
Yeah.
body and up
hmm
through my feet.
It can be helpful to think of your body as a liquid or a gas, like just as energy, so that other energy can move more easily through your body rather than feeling like you are solid and physical. If you imagine that you are light or liquid, makes it easier for that energy to move through you.
Mm.
Does it feel like that energy is moving freely through your body now?
Yeah, I feel it coming in a lot more.
Yeah. It's also helpful to remember that this energy is here from a place of unconditional love and it's just bringing healing and love. It's helping you align to your highest timeline. That can be that can make it a little bit easier to allow that energy in and let it flow through your body. Is there anything else that feels important or worth mentioning?
No.
Okay. Why don't we leave that scene now? We're going to drift and float away from that scene. We're going to move on to an important day, a day that your higher self considers to be important, where there's something happening, something that they want you to see and to understand. We're moving to that important day now, drifting and floating, getting closer and closer to that important day. We've now arrived at that important day. Why don't you take a look around? Tell me what it is that you see.
I feel like there's something in front of me, like it's almost like cabinets in a kitchen. Not like an actual kitchen though, like something that can be opened in like a counter space.
Yeah. Does it feel light and bright in this space that you're in, or is it darker, heavier?
I feel light, but the the this thing in front of me it's in like darkness.
Mm, yeah. Does it feel like something that you can open?
I don't know if that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm swirling around. I'm not like standing in front of it. That's like
Mhm.
shifting. I'm shifting and it's spinning.
Yeah. And does this space that you're in, does it feel safe? Does it feel like this is somewhere that you are comfortable being, or is it not so comfortable?
I guess it feels safe.
Yeah.
It feels, I just feel a lot like I'm spinning around in
Yeah.
this. It feels kind of like a specific space, but I don't feel like specific. I feel like I'm just energy in this space. I'm holding energy.
Well, why don't we
I
ask?
kind of
Go ahead.
sense like maybe other, I don't know if I'm making it up, but it just, I feel like other beings coming into the room a little. Not like
Yeah.
strong, but maybe I'm not as alone as I think.
Right. They're probably there to provide support, but don't want to draw all of your energy and attention onto them. why don't we ask to be shown what the important thing is, the reason that your higher self brought you into this space to begin with. Ask for that to be made clear, whether it's a visual or knowingness, something that you hear. Why is it that you were brought into this space in particular?
It's, it feels like they're saying it's for her to open up. She's waiting for something.
So this is a space basically that Audrey's been brought to because it is somewhere that will help her to relax and allow this energy and this information to come through a little bit better.
Yeah, she's. Oh, this it's a just it's a distraction. The spinning, relaxation.
What is it that she's being distracted from?
The body.
Mm.
She feels attached to the body.
Okay.
She needs to remember that it's not her.
Right.
She's from somewhere else. And
Yeah. It's okay. It's safe for her to focus her energy and her attention somewhere other than her physical body. Is that right?
yeah, she's so worried that something bad will happen to her body.
Yeah.
She worked so hard to protect her body, and she is so afraid that she has a hard time relaxing and letting anything, what we need her to know, to come in. But it's time for her to step back a little, because a lot of change needs to happen, and we're
Yeah.
trying to send it to her, but she has a hard time hearing.
Mm.
And
Where
she
does
knows, and it stresses her, and that just blocks her more.
right? Where does the fear come from? Why does she feel the need so strongly to stay in and to protect her body?
I think she's been told that she needs to be so careful, so safe, because she could easily be victimized because she's small, but she's not small. She just appears this way, and she makes herself feel this way because she's been told this. For example, her family tells her to be careful. You know, her guy, these other teachers she has in her life, medical, they all say, be be careful. Like, it's so easy for anyone to take advantage of you. You need to be careful.
Right.
And it makes her feel unsafe. And she has so much protection. She's so safe, and she needs to get out and explore a little bit more. She needs to get out of her head. She's so in her head.
Yeah. What are some good ways for her to start pushing the boundaries a little bit with her own perceived notions of physical safety? Like, what are some baby steps that she can take so that she can start understanding how safe and protected she really is?
I would say outside. She's inside a lot, and she
Yeah.
knows she needs to be outside more,
Mm,
but it makes her very afraid to go outside alone.
yeah.
And she's been working on this, but she can work on it more.
So, even something as simple as going outside in whatever capacity, and probably at the same time channeling this energy of confidence and of comfort. So she can go to the grocery store. Maybe she'll go and get her favorite treat, ice cream, cookie, whatever she wants to get from the grocery store. And her intention for that whole trip is just being in the energy of joy and empowerment, knowing that nothing bad is going to happen. She's just going to have a beautiful trip to the store to get her favorite treat and come home and eat it. Something like that.
Exactly. She needs to be in the right energy, though. She needs to remember to be receptive.
Right.
It's okay to just be in that space.
Yeah. So maybe even sitting down, maybe having a ritual where whenever she wants to practice this, she sits down and she envisions what she's going to do, how she's going to do it. And so when she sets off to do the thing, she's she's also tapping into the energy of gratitude, thanking her guides in advance as she's doing the thing for keeping her safe, for having a beautiful experience, for being comfortable as it unfolds. So that's essentially the experience and the reality that she's creating for herself then when she goes out to do the thing.
Right. Ritual. She needs ritual, but she feels a little awkward about it.
Yeah.
She doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah.
And she thinks maybe she's just making it all up.
Right. Mm. What kinds of things would be good for her to incorporate into a ritual for going outside and knowing that she is always safe and protected?
I think it's more about not going back. Like, she needs to ground more. Open her feet more
Yeah.
and bring energy through this way instead of from above. There's already a lot. Bringing feet energy up through would be good.
Mm. So really grounding into her, in ironically grounding into her physical reality through her physical body will enable her to balance those energies a little bit more. It sounds like when she's consciously grounded into her body from an energy of empowerment, and I know that I'm safe. It's safe for me to be in my body. Then it equalizes equalizes the energy a bit so that she can tap into then the divine messages that are coming through like down through her crown. Is that right?
Right. She knows that she needs to do this. We tell her, she gets so many messages about this, and she's practicing, but she is disconnected in this way. She has the capacity to bring in so much, but she needs to let it flow up for it to flow back down through her. Instead of flowing down and back up, she needs to let it flow up and then back down, bringing the earth in through up top, because the earth is raising up, and this energy she needs to pull through, up through her feet, almost like, instead of sending the roots down through her feet, the roots, the energy of the earth rooting up through her body, like the opposite of a tree, the roots growing up into the air, and then her, almost like her leaves going down into the earth instead of the other way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
She needs to see this energy coming through her. And it can be light. It doesn't have to be like actual roots. Like,
Yeah.
it can be like rainbow light coming through her and connecting, but she needs to feel the crystal grid of the earth isn't above her, it's below her. She needs to feel the grid coming up through her. She
Yeah.
thinks that the crystal energy needs to come from above her, but it's obviously below her. I
Yeah.
think she's confused because crystal energy is like source energy, and she feels like source is above, but the one that she needs to bring, the energy she needs to bring out, is actually from below her, the crystal energy of the earth.
Right. Is this challenge that she's facing, is this related to her headaches at all?
I think that she's sending too much energy around her crown. I think she's a thinker. She thinks and thinks. She knows this. She's been told this. And we're trying to get her to relax this energy, but she needs to just open this space more. It feels constricted, but she needs to open it, almost like a cone coming from her feet and then get wider through her body, like through her head. I think this will help her open up that space. She feels like there's a lot of space in her belly area,
Yeah.
but she needs to bring more space, and it's okay. I think she worries that if she lets there be too much space up there, she'll be like an airhead or something.
Yeah.
But no, she needs to bring this energy up to help the transformation of the planet.
Yeah. Okay. What are some other ways that would be helpful for her to be getting out of her head with all of the thinking and the thoughts and the analyzing constantly?
Creating space, creating awareness, feeling energy. She's been feeling it more. I think for a while, she realized she was so numb. And so she's realizing and trying to bring it in through more, but she doesn't know, she doesn't remember how to change, how to move the energy through and circulate. She needs to circulate. She feels it all in an area. She feels it all in the front. She feels this now, and she doesn't have energy in the back of her body. She needs to move this energy in through the back of her body so there can be more, how do you say, not exactly flow through, but like it's almost like watery liquid movement coming in and out. And this will help us get more information to her and bring out more in her. She's getting more in her, and if she opens up, like I said, as a cone and lets this flow through, then she'll help bring this energy more to the back of her. Maybe if she lies on her stomach, maybe she can feel more energy coming to her back because she needs to relieve this pressure. She has pressure here, like she puts a lot on her shoulders, and it's pressure, and she needs to take the pressure off.
Yeah. It would probably be helpful as well to do some visualizations of releasing pressure or energy, however she wants to visualize it, and just releasing that and letting it go from her physical body.
Right.
Okay.
She needs to energy massage her shoulders
Yeah.
from the inside.
Okay. What can you tell her about her gifts and her abilities?
They're coming. She is a little impatient. She feels very blocked in her third eye, and it's closed. And it's okay for this to be for now. She doesn't need to worry about that because she's a little afraid of seeing, and she knows that in time it will come. She'll have what she needs, and she needs to focus more on bringing the earth energy up in this way, as opposed to what she's worried about that she can't access yet.
Right. Okay. So it sounds like kind of the key to being able to understand and access her gifts is working on bringing that earth energy up, grounding more, being intentionally, consciously connected to her physical body from the energy of empowerment and safety. And once she's able to really anchor that experience in, then she'll be able to see more information coming through about her gifts.
Right. She needs to help work with the earth, and that will help bring more awareness to what's going on, and then she'll help more.
Yeah. Has she ever had any past lives that are having an impact on her life right now?
Her life right now is more of a unique experience. I would say that she needs to not worry about other things. Other things don't matter. The more she worries about other things, the harder it will be for her to do her job here. She needs.
Okay. So again, grounding, being really present in her now moment, in this environment, in this body, in the now.
Right.
Okay. All right. What can you tell her about her connection and her relationship with her twin, Maddie?
Maddie. She gets out. She has a different role here. She's on a different path.
What does
She
Maddie?
helps.
Oh, go ahead.
She helps with perspective. She sees things differently. And she's supportive. She's always so supportive. Even when Audrey is very unsure, she's very supportive, and she gives trust. She helps with safety, and she helps with safety. Funny because Audrey's older, but Maddie helps with safety.
Yeah.
And Audrey, even though she has a problem with grounding, she does help Maddie with grounding.
Yeah. Is there anything in particular that Audrey can be doing to help Maddie at this point in their journey?
Just be open. I think she's already doing a good job. She needs to be more like with other people how she is with Maddie.
Yeah. How is she with Maddie?
She feels safe. She's open. She's trusting. She says whatever she needs to say.
Yeah.
I mean, she's open with her whole journey, and she's so afraid with other people. She has such anxiety of other people. She needs to learn to reflect the way she is with Maddie, with other people. And it's scary because not everyone understands where Audrey is. She's not where other people are. She has a different experience. But that doesn't mean she can hide it. She's done hiding. She needs to get out. And if other people don't like it, then they're not there yet, and that's okay. They're just not meant to be there. Other people are meant to be there, and they won't come until she is open.
Right. Who are some people in Audrey's life that she can practice this being more open with, aside from Maddie, of course?
She's practiced like with her other family members, her mom and dad and brother, but mostly it's hard with other people she doesn't have the same rapport with.
Right.
She doesn't have very many friends, not in a bad way. It's just that she has walls, and she needs to let them be porous. It's okay to not be in the middle of everything. That's maybe not where she's meant to be. She's meant to let it breathe, though, like she needs to have porous walls,
Right.
like the sandstone,
Right.
instead of brick.
Yeah. Yep.
And just starting off there
And
letting that breathe.
I imagine too that getting outside more is kind of in the same, I don't know, the same vein of speaking her truth more and interacting with people a little bit more and being able to be open as she gets out more and she's feeling safer in her body and she feels empowered, like she's allowed to be out in the universe, just existing as her most authentic self. She's going to be drawing those experiences into her more frequently.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What do you have to tell Audrey about her career path?
It's not what she thinks. It doesn't make sense now, so she doesn't get to know now. It doesn't make sense. It won't make sense.
Yeah.
And it's obviously, of course, it's stressful that she doesn't know, and she likes to know because she feels like she wants to practice, and she'll need to practice in order to be ready when the time comes. But she already has it in her. She just needs to work on the grounding. And once the time comes where she needs to have these other things, because the thing is, everything's going to be different when she comes to that state of career. Like,
Right.
career's not going to be career when she gets there. It's going to be different. It's going to be like, it's going to be different. And if she knew now, it, it wouldn't make any sense. She just needs to
Right.
understand that.
Yeah.
Take it one day at a time. Keep doing what you're doing. You already know everything. Just relax, 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 relax. Breathe, let it flow, open up. She already knows all this.
Yeah.
She just blocks herself, clenching, clenching, clenching. And
Right.
she's practicing releasing what she's clenching, but it takes time, and she's on the right path. Every day she won't notice, but it's happening a little bit by a little bit. And if it just happened all at once, she'd be like a jello pile on the ground, which would
Right.
be really bad. I mean, no one can be effective as a jello pile on the ground. So she just needs to let it happen. All in divine timing. It's all coming. It's all happening. Just think about where you were, where you've come. It's all happening. So just be patient with yourself, just like you're patient with others, and just let it flow, and don't worry.
So she's already on the right path, really. She's already doing what she needs to do, even if it feels like she hasn't arrived at her destination yet. She's on the right path.
Right. She's already made a large shift by telling everyone that she wants to do something spiritual. That was a huge block in her road. She kept telling people, oh, like maybe fashion, maybe marketing, because she was hiding and she didn't know how people would react. But she realizes now that she was blocking herself, and it's okay to admit to other people that she is safe in this path. And if other people don't understand, then that's okay. But she needs to let herself flow into this path, to let what's coming to make space for what's coming for her.
Right. Okay. 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 That makes sense. Are there any areas in particular that she should be focusing her healing on right now?
I'm sensing this weight in the stomach. It's a family thing, and she's not sure if it affects her or not, but she needs to let this flow. As she flows more, it should become more of ease. It's like there's little pebbles all in this area, little pebbles, and they can dissolve, and the dissolve will happen, but she needs to let the energy flow. The energy flow.
Yeah. And so it sounds like there is a tendency, there is I don't know, a propensity towards something based on her genetics, but as she taps in more and more to her own sense of empowerment and surrender and allowing this energy to move through her freely, that will essentially just effortlessly take care of any potential issue in that area.
Right. It's partially genetic, but it's also partially, what she's been taught and holding on to things. It's also like a very feminine issue with the whole feminine energy shifting. We feminine energy feel like we have to hide and hold things in because there wasn't space for us to be as we are. But as there's more space for us to be as we are, and she feels safer letting things flow, this energy will naturally take care of herself, especially like the feminine energy here. It's not the womb, but it's this above area, this around area. I think it feels like it needs to keep it safe, but it's already the most powerful thing. Like, it doesn't need to be kept safe. So once she realizes she can relax this and let it flow, this hard protective layer, she's making it hard by, keeping the energy from flowing there as like a protective shield around this area. But the more that she embraces more of like the energy and the feminine energy in the uterus, this protection, it doesn't need to be there. It's all in her head. She can let that go. She doesn't need to protect herself in that way. She feels like she needs to protect herself, but the protection is already there. We wouldn't have let her come here if she wasn't protected. The protection is already there. So she doesn't need to worry about that. She just needs to let the energy flow. If she works too hard on protecting herself, she's blocking her own flow. She needs to unblock her own protection. She can feel her protective sphere. She can add to that, but mostly she needs to relax and just let it flow instead of be worried about protection.
Before we got disconnected, we had been talking about the pebbles, the potential issue with your stomach area. Your higher self had said it wasn't completely hereditary, that there were other factors at play. And I hoped that they could repeat that information since we got cut off.
Right. I was saying that this area here around the uterus, it's like a protection energy. It's hard, and she feels so much like she needs to protect herself, and she's protecting this feminine energy inside her. Like, societally, there's not space for feminine. There hasn't been space for feminine energy, and so we've been blocking it and locking it inside and protecting it, so it feels, trying to make it feel safe, when really feminine energy, there's no need. It's the most powerful energy. It is the power behind everything we create. And this energy that's around this stomach area is like around the uterus, where the center of a lot of the feminine energy resides. And we need to relax this energy around here to make space for the feminine energy. And once she lets this energy flow, she doesn't need to protect this energy. We wouldn't send her here without all the protection she needed, because she's not here the same way everyone else is here. She needs to relax this area here to help bring in the feminine energy, which is what we're trying to do for Earth. We're trying to bring in this feminine energy, and this is like a metaphor for what's going on Earth. She needs to open this energy above where the uterus is. Open this, like almost the digestive system. It feels like her big intestine, because it's like going around the uterus, but it's really just a protective shield around her feminine energy. And this is here for a purpose, because we need her to learn how to relax this and take it apart, because as she does this will happen around her. It will happen in the space around her. It happens for other people as she relaxes this and brings the feminine energy in. It will happen on Earth around her too, right? It's like the Mother Earth coming up through her, but it's stuck here in her uterus because of this protection around her. And this is also blocking the cone energy that's coming up, because you see it's like coming up and then it gets stuck at this protection she's put around. And that's why she doesn't feel like she has this space up around her head that's bringing the crystal earth energy up. It's stuck in her uterus, and it's causing this block, and it feels like a block in her digestive system, but it's just energy tension of protection. And she's learning to relax that, to let that feminine energy flow.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like she has, everything in balance, right? It's good for a divine feminine being to be aware of and to put some sort of energy and effort into protecting herself and her energy and her womb, but it should all be balanced. And so when a divine feminine being is putting all of their energy, and also from a place of lack and fear, rather than empowerment and unconditional love for herself, when it's a lot of energy and it's based in fear, then basically what we do then is create a blockage around the very power that we're actually trying to protect, but we've overprotected it now, and now we can't even access it. Is basically what you're saying has happened to Audrey, right?
Exactly.
Okay. And so it sounds like just allowing herself, again, speaking her truth, being her authentic self, and tapping into her own femininity, but also just so much, again, that element of knowing that she's always protected. She doesn't have to protect herself from a place of fear and anxiety and worry anymore. She doesn't have to worry about anything.
Right. She doesn't have to worry about anything. She's here to help bring up the earth energy. As you know, the earth energy is expanding, it's changing, and she needs to be the expansion. She feels like she needs to bring in change, and she's been bringing in like this. And what she needs to do is reverse it. And she's helped bringing out the earth energy. She's helped unblocking the earth energy. And she didn't exactly understand this before. She felt like she's supposed to bring in, because in a weird way, that's what's happening. We're bringing in a new earth. But what she's bringing in expansion, which means she needs to pull the expansion up from below her and out through her.
Yeah, it's like she amplifies Gaia energy. And so that's why she needs to bring in the Gaia energy from the ground up through her feet into her body. She needs to expand it and amplify it that way, right?
Exactly. And it's
Okay.
kind of funny. The way she was raised was a little bit, I guess they say, like a city mouse. So she's not your typical country country uh earth girl. Like, she's been
Right.
around other people that are like more stereotypical earth people in this way, and so
Yeah.
she doesn't see herself in that way, and she's not like that. She doesn't need to like be anything. She just needs to bring the energy up.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, why did she choose to be on Earth right now?
She is, I don't know how to say other than an expansion. She is an expansion of what's going on. She's already been through all that other stuff. I think
Hmm.
she realized this recently. She's not here the way other people are here. She's a reflection of the expansion that's going on. She knows how to do this, and she's helped bringing it out. She's like a mirror, a reflection. And the more energy she brings up through her, the more she'll feel like she's this reflection of what's going on. She's like what are those called? Like a light beam with a ship. Like, she's like a beam of light. She's like a long light beam, and she's just bringing this light up. And that's what Earth needs. We need light beams. There's a lot of light beams, but the more light beams we have, the more we'll be able to see this shift and this expansion, and the more we'll be able to create that positive change we need. Not positive, that's how she sees it. Like, of course it's good, but it's not like good. Nothing's good or bad. It's just that, like,
Right.
it's a light shift.
Okay. Okay. So she's here to help, really. She's here to help Earth and to help humanity with their own expansion.
Right.
Okay. What is the most important thing for her to hear right now at this point in her journey?
Well, I'm sure, as we've been over, like, don't be afraid. What's She's so afraid, especially like not afraid of us, but like she feels so self-conscious, and she doesn't need to be self-conscious. Like, we already know everything that's going on. She just needs to like relax. And I think she's not really self-conscious of us. It's just that she's very aware of what's going on around her. And because of
Yeah.
this awareness that other people don't always have, she
Yeah.
feels like she's so self-aware, and it blocks her. But just to like be aware of the awareness and just let it flow, like it's okay. It's all okay. Everything's working out and you're just where you need to be.
Right. Okay. Knowing that she's protected, that theme just keeps coming up. She's nothing to worry about. She's so protected. She's doing a great job, exactly where she needs to be.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. What can you tell Audrey about her dreams that she has? She has really active dreams. She's wondering why. What's the significance of that, and how can she remember them better?
The dreams, they're like a metaphor. It's like a practice ground.
Mm,
It's real in the sense that it's energy and it's flowing, and it's helping her energy flow in different situations. She doesn't need to worry about like remembering. I think
okay.
she likes to remember because it's a little more exciting and interesting than what's going on Earth. It
Right.
feels more relatable to her because the Earth experience is very tedious and heavy, and in her dreams she feels light and she feels like she's flying, and that's how she's supposed to be. That's how she normally is. It's just that she can't do that here because people wouldn't understand. Earth isn't ready for that yet.
Right.
So what she learns in her dreams is a metaphor for, you know, how it's messages. It's like what she can embody more. She gets clear understandings of situations that she hasn't yet had yet on this
Mm,
plane. It's not like a foretelling, it's more of just like the emotion. She needs to pay attention to the
right.
emotion, and the experience of the dream is more for her sake, to make her feel like, you know, she remembers and she has this other side of her that she'll have again once she's over with this earth phase. Like she'll get all that again. It's not gone. It's sort of like a reward for her for having to live through all this other hard stuff.
Right. Okay. Okay. Um, what can you tell her about that experience she had in the middle of the night where she woke up and she could just tell that there were like beings present either with her or her consciousness was with them? It felt like there was a ship involved. What exactly was that?
Yeah, that was there. That was helping her. She just need to worry. She worries a little bit about this, but it's gonna keep coming. It's been coming. It's gonna keep coming. It's not. It's good. It's all good. That's how we're getting her ready. It's another way we're getting her ready. She has like the dream is a different way of getting her ready. That's a little more like emotional, and this is more not exactly physical, but it's more of like preparing for what's to come. You know, like
Yeah.
her whole it's partially physical in that it impacts the physical, but that's not exactly what we're working with. It's a little confusing to describe it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So just know, she should just know that when those experiences are happening, that everything is in order. She's not crazy. She's not in any danger. Just if she can tap into the energy of allowance and trust, then that would probably really help whatever it is that you guys are trying to facilitate with that experience.
Yeah, that's a good way for her to practice being more trusting and open. Just these little things, the little things she's seeing. She's seeing these so many shadows. She sees all these little shadows, and they make her heart squeeze, and she's in fear, and because she doesn't understand, but she just needs to know that that's there to keep her safe. All of that is just to keep her safe, and she can feel trust in those things instead of every little instance she feels a little bit of fear
Yeah.
that's impacting her. So she can just let that go. I know like humans we need fear and evolution to keep us alive,
Yeah.
but that's not a problem she has to deal with anymore. And if she's ever in some sort of danger, we're going to get her out of there. That's not what she's meant to be in. She might have
Right.
some different experiences, but that's not what she needs to worry about.
Okay. Okay. And you mentioned like the squeezing or like the kind of like the tugging sensation on her heart every once in a while. She feels like and she's like kind of been told that she needs to speak from her heart more, but like there is kind of like a blockage there, she feels like. And we've kind of touched on this already, but I wanted to specifically ask about why she struggles to speak from her heart and why there is a bit of a blockage there.
It's more related to the lack of feminine energy flow. You know, it's like this area is divided between the uterus and the heart, this block here. This
Yeah.
block is blocking some of the energy that's supposed to be flowing up through her heart, and it's caused a lot of numbness. And as she releases these other blocks, she'll feel a lot more energy flow in here, and she'll naturally be able to speak more from this area of
Right.
herself.
Okay. All right. What is your best advice for her moving forward about releasing and letting go of these blockages in general?
Tapping. She should keep doing her tapping exercises because this helps bring energy to this area of her body.
Okay.
It's hard to do this on the back, but I would say just she doesn't need to not stretch or overstretch, but just keep moving a little. The physical movement will help bring in a little more energetical movement, and these are just tiny little movements, nothing crazy, just a little bit, just to shift things up a little bit, almost like she can think about it of like the tectonic plates rubbing before there's a big earthquake. Like
Mm-hmm.
the earthquake might happen, and right now she just needs to be the little bit of the tectonic plates rubbing beforehand to, you know, prepare so everything's not so crazy when it happens.
Yeah.
That's what the movement will help do.
Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you or her guides would like her to know before we end the session today?
Feel feel the light. It's in you and it's there. And it's hard to feel when life is going on around you. But if you ever feel out of place in a situation because you're not exactly like what's going on around you, if you focus on that light, it'll help you remember that you're really one with everything. So feel the light in your body and just sit with it. You don't have to do anything with it. You don't have to like let it shine. It already shines by itself, and other people can feel that. You just have to bring it more into your conscious awareness.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going